This is supposed to be for an anniversary. When is your anniversary anyway? When did you get married?
June the 14th.
June the 14th.
Flag
right.
Day. We met on campus, DePaul University, and that's north of Indiana University, where I went to school. She was at DePaul. And my brother, who has passed away, was working in the dormitory at the time they had to sign in and sign out. And I went into the dorm to see my brother when I arrived on his campus, and she was coming down the steps to cheerlead a basketball game, and I saw her in that little skimpy outfit, and I said to Victor, "She's nice, I'd like to date her." And he says, "I will."
Were those your
arrange it."
exact words?
Yep.
Okay.
And by golly, he took me over and introduced me, and that night we had a date after the game was finished. And it was great. We hit it off.
And how many women were you dating at the time?
I was engaged at that time.
You were, so in other words, when you went on your first date, you were cheating on your fiancée. In a manner of speaking.
Yes, in a manner
So it was an
speaking,
auspicious debut.
Yeah.
I see.
But she
So
didn't
she
know.
was so compelling, she
Yes, she was.
caused you to go against your nature.
Well,
and actually-
the chemistry was there.
Was that strong?
Oh, yes. And
You took one look at her and you forgot your fiancé's name.
No, I still remember my fiance's name, Janet.
And then, of course, then the real question is, how long did it take from the time of that date before you discussed Peg with your fiancé?
About 2 months.
2 months! So you were carrying on with Peg for 2 months while your poor fiancé was making wedding plans.
Well, tell him why.
Essentially, yes.
Tell him why.
Well, not
You needed
necessarily.
transportation to come down to see me.
You didn't have to
And
say
she
that.
had a car.
Which I had.
I see.
And,
Oh, by the way, I did not know about this girl.
well,
Uh-huh.
the thing is this. I didn't want to have to hitchhike to see Peg every weekend, so I kept her car. The fiancé's car.
So this would be the practical side of your personality.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, her father was the head of the chief of staff, actually, of the Logansport Hospital. He was an OB-GYN, and he had me accepted in the medical school and had the apartment all set. So after we got married, I was to go that fall and start school. But being very independent, I began to worry about the fact that I was going to be a kept man. And that's not my nature, as most of my friends know. So it was a mutual separation.
Okay.
And it worked out very well for Peg.
Okay, Peg.
Yes.
We're ready for you now.
Yes, indeed.
So of course the first natural question is, how long has it been since you've spoken to Janet?
I
No, I'm just kidding.
I don't think she ever
I never met Janet.
spoke to
Okay.
Janet, no.
All right. I think we need to get beyond Janet.
Yes, let's
Okay?
please, let's
get
do.
beyond
My
beyond
goodness.
Janet and this. So was that a fairly accurate account of how you met?
Fairly.
Fairly.
Yes.
And would you like to set the record straight on any inaccuracies?
I really don't have anything to correct, except it wasn't really a date that we went on that first night. It was sort of a little gathering at a friend's house, and that was how we met.
I see. So when was the first date? Was it within that 2 months?
It was probably the next day.
Oh,
Yeah, it was.
okay. And a date would be like what? Going to the local malt shop or?
Oh, that's exactly. It probably was at the Spud Nut shop.
Yeah. Boy, they
Probably.
had good donuts.
The what?
Spud Nut.
Nut.
Spud nut.
The very popular
Potato
potato
donuts.
donut.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Daring.
Yeah.
The Spud Nut Shop. It all began 50 years ago at the Spud Nut Shop. All right. That's good. Well, Arnold has now told us about his first impression of you. And what was your first impression of him when, I guess it was Vic that brought you over to meet
Yeah.
her? You already knew Vic.
Oh, yes, I knew Vic
You
quite
knew
well.
Vic already.
Yes, indeed.
And when Vic brought you over, what was your reaction to Arnold?
I
Or
thought
first
he was,
impression?
I thought he was the most handsome man that I'd ever met, and he had the most beautiful head of hair that I had ever seen. I thought it would last through the years.
So,
The
so,
hair.
so you didn't get out much at that time,
I
right?
guess not.
Okay. And when did you first find out about Janet?
I didn't find out about Janet
Until after the 2-month period.
yes, just about.
I see.
That's not exactly true because a snitch on campus.
Well, that's true. Someone told me that I really
Right.
should not be dating him because he was engaged. And then, of course, I had to confront Arnold and find out what was the true story.
Right.
And that was true.
Right. But in the end, you decided to stand by your man.
I did. I decided that if he ended his relationship with Janet, that was fine.
Okay. So it's 1952, and after 2 months, you ditch the other girl, and you decide to stick with Peg. And how long from that point is it before you finally decide to
We
go
talked
forward
about
into
it.
marriage?
Yeah, we talked about it together, and we agreed we were for each other. So it was not the fact that we were worried about when, just worried about how we were going to get married, because she had just she had a year to go in school, and I had a year.
How old were you at that time?
19.
19 when we met.
So, in July of 1952, I would have been 22 years of age, and we got married in June. So, I was 21 and Peg was 21 when we got married. And I decided at that time to go on and get my degree in public health, and we went to Indianapolis, Indiana, and she taught. And then Dr. Bernie wanted me to, he was our Surgeon General eventually, wanted me to go to veterinary school and come to D.C. and work for him with that combination that I had. And it was going to work out very well, so the next year we went up to Lansing, Michigan, to veterinary school, and she also taught for the next 4 years and put me through veterinary school. And we were going to D.C. to work for Dr. Bernie, but 2 months before I graduated, he was the Surgeon General, and he died in office with a coronary. And that it was a political job that you could not go into D.C. cold and expect to get what I was promised from anybody else. So that happened. So we went to private practice. And we're there about 38 years together.
So how long was it from the time that you started dating to the time that you asked her to get married? I forgot.
After all that, yes, indeed.
Well,
About a year. We dated a year, and we were engaged at 20.
how did you get engaged?
And then we were engaged for a year before we were married.
Okay, how did we get engaged?
Well, not because you gave me the ring, because your mother gave me the ring.
Yeah, she engaged us
That's
very
true.
nicely.
Your mother
Yes.
asked her to marry you?
Yes.
Almost.
Really?
Well, we'd already made the plans, but his mother sort of sped things up
Yeah.
by having a cake with the ring on top.
And said, "Would you
During
marry
one of my
my son?"
visits.
She really did. Yeah.
Did
I
you
think,
know?
I think his mother wanted him to settle down.
Did you know she was going to do that?
No, I did not.
And were you upset with her when she did that?
No, because we had planned it, not that, but we planned on getting married. So
Right.